you've got to do a lot of things simultaneously when you're looking to start your own business. But the first thing to do is to take action. So if you have, and want to move it forward, you need to understand, what is the product and service that I'm selling? What is the product and service that I'm selling? Being very specific about what that product and service is. And then what value is that product or service generating and creating for the customer? Why is the customer going to buy that product? More and more people, or many people around the world, don't get that value piece. If you're not creating value, then no one's going to buy your product. No one's going to pay attention. Value is at the key, is at the center, and it's what you sell. Then, you know, my value I'm trying to create here is that I'm giving people who are live, valuable information that can help them move forward, and then hopefully the audience is learning as well as we go through this process. And so, what value are you creating for your product and service? And then the next thing is, who is the customer? And the way that I like to do this in the beginning stages is come up with 10 customers I can identify very clearly. That is customers I know or I know of, very specific. And then what do? I go sell to them. I go sell to them right away. This is important. So there are methods out there that are tied to doing a lot of research or pinging and getting feedback from people as they, in terms of trying to understand if your product would resonate or if it can gain traction. That is one way, and it can work. But if you go to somebody and you start selling them on what you're trying to sell or what your product or service, and you're asking them for money and taking out of the pocket, they're going to give you real and honest feedback because you're trying to take money from them. So selling, real selling, is the number one way to gain research, to understand what it is the customers really want. And in that process, you might sell. You're likely to sell, which means you're generating revenue, which means you're generating funding. It's getting you going. Spending less time planning and writing and researching is critical. Do it as quick as possible. I like to say in hours, not days, not weeks. Start generating revenue with your business idea in hours, not days, not weeks, not months. So what you want to do is clarify your product and service. Understand its value to the customer. Just because it's valuable to some, your family members doesn't mean it's going to be valuable to everybody. And then launch it and start selling it and find out what people are responding to. And if you're able to sell it along that path, you will start understanding how to sell it. The other thing that you have to do, and nothing of greatness happens without a team, is you have to create a team. And I always have teams available, and so collect them up, and then whenever I want to move in a certain direction, I have people I can go to and ask for their support and help. Again, if there's one thing you take away from this show, you want to be collecting people every day, all day. What I do is make a list of the type of people I need to collect. And then when I run into somebody who's an accountant or a specialist in certain government relationships or relations, or somebody who's a systems thinker, who's like the expert systems thinker in the world, I collect them. I don't know necessarily when I'll need them, but it helps me to move things forward. So collecting people and creating a team. When you're starting a business, there's 3 people that are critical to a success of any team. Number 1 is the ideator, visionary person. You have to know yourself to be able to really fully be able to move forward. So the ideator, visionary is critical. The second person is the financial manager. This is different than an accountant. This is somebody who understands how to price things, how to create a financial model around your business model to help move you to as quickly as possible to profitability. And then 3, marketing and promotions. You got to have marketing and promotions. And today you want somebody who's really attuned to social media and how to leverage the different channels that are available to you, and then the larger world that's out there. Here's the kicker. You can only be great at one of those. So if you're an ideator like me, visionary like me, that means you have to find the financial manager and you have to find the promoter salesperson to help bring that on your team. So 3 key people. If you're doing a technology business, you need a programmer if you're not a programmer, and if you're not a technology person. So you got to find that person, and you got to learn to trust that person to be able to follow and deliver what they say they're going to do. But the key 3 people are your ideator, visionary, financial manager and your marketing and promotions person. You can only be great at one of those. You have to find 2 other people. Your odds of success jump by something like 68% when you pull those teams together.